Jumping right into the dog. No
And
tapping,
we
no
are
nothing.
live, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. Rosh is coughing. Not ready for this fucking mic drop.
Nope.
Highly unlikely. You know what it is. Welcome to the show. My name is Drew. I'm here with my co-host Raj.
What's up, fool?
And we are going. How you doing, bro?
Not bad, not bad. How are you?
I'm chilling, man. It's been a bit of a weird week.
What is that?
I don't know. I'm just feeling off. Sports have been slow. There's not a whole lot to talk about. It's like in terms of like prep for this episode, it's more like the least like I have no notes for this episode basically. I don't know. What about you?
I was just thinking the same thing actually earlier when I was just kind of like rifling through my notes for this pod. There's like, yeah, not a whole lot. I was also like fucking super busy, so.
What'd you get up
yeah,
to?
it's kind of slow. We had the Final Four though.
Yeah, I didn't watch
last night.
anything.
Upset Gonzaga was perfect. They lost in the finals. That was a good game though. Shadow Baylor. But yeah, it's pretty slow, I guess. Not
You
a
get
whole
up to
lot.
anything on Easter?
Nah. I worked all weekend.
Oh shit.
And didn't do anything on Easter. How about you? You do the family thing?
Yeah, I went and we went out shopping with my little brothers and sister and a friend yesterday. Went out to the outlet mall, spent a bunch of money that I didn't need to spend, which was good.
What outlet mall?
I went to like the Arthur Glen ones by the airport
Oh, okay. And then there's a Tawasin ones, right?
and the Tawas ones. I went to both.
Oh, you went to both?
Yeah.
Nice.
There's like 2 stores at the Arthur Mills that I just wanted to go to. That's it. Just Jack and Jones, where I get all my jeans and shirts.
Okay. What's it called?
Jack and Jones.
Okay.
And then just went to Tawas Mills and actually like hit every store pretty much.
Sweet.
It was good.
Oh,
And then went out to see my mom's side of the family. It was good. Ate a bunch of fucking mini eggs. Was feeling like starting to get a migraine when I got there. And it was not feeling good. And then my friend's like, yo, I got some T3s in the car. So her and I both ripped T3s and started drinking wine.
fuck.
It was a good time.
Should have taken some of those mushrooms.
That would have been a play for sure.
Fuck. But
Just been on an absolute trip with my Christian mother. It would have been good
That would
times.
have been Easter to remember for
Yo,
sure.
so
Sorry, don't make cut you off. What did you do for dinner? What do you have for dinner?
they made, it's never like, we don't like do like a specific thing. So there's one of like our family friends, it was her birthday, so we kind of like celebrated her birthday. And she wanted just like this like pesto pasta that my mom makes, which is bomb. So we had this like pesto
For some
pasta.
reason, I thought it was like turkey or ham you have. on
Usually
Easter.
is, but like
Oh, it is then.
no one really gives a shit. So we didn't have any of it.
Because everyone I talked to,
no.
everyone I talked to, nobody had either.
Yeah, my aunt-in-law, I guess it is. Aunt-in-law, maybe. My aunt. She made like a pork something, but it was hella dry, so like no one really ate it.
Oh, burn.
Yeah, it was rough.
It's like the only dish that nobody touches.
Yeah, pretty much was that.
weak, yeah.
She knew it right off the rip too. She's like, "Yo, this pork is so dry. I'm so sorry." Like, it's all good.
It's like, oh, sweet. Can't wait to dig in.
But dude, the funniest thing, like as I'm like talking to my friend, and I'm like, "Yo, my neck really hurts," and she's like, "Yeah, mine kind of hurts too." She's like, "Got T3s in the car. We go pop them, right? Come back, like, because our original plan was to go to the gym because the gym was open late, after Thanksgiving, after dinner, but I started feeling like shit, so I was like, "Fuck it."
You're like in a coma after one of those holiday dinners, no?
Dude, I know, especially after T3. But like, so I take the T3, start pouring wine, right?
Just nodding. Oh, T3 and wine. That's a good combo.
Exactly. And so my mom's like, "Do you still have like a headache?" I'm like, "Not anymore." After this, and I just had a T3. She's like, "What do you mean? That's not going to help with your headache." I'm like, "I don't think you know how T3s work, Mom. That's
funny. That's
100% going to help with my headache."
That's cute. That's awesome, though. Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Bit of food, bit of drugs. That's a good Easter.
Yes, sir.
You know who had a good weekend? You know who had a good weekend?
Tell me you had a good weekend.
Paul Pierce. Did you see this shit?
Okay, I wanted to ask you about this. I just saw clips on Instagram. So fucking funny, bro.
So for those who don't know, he streamed himself on IG a couple of days back in the company of strippers, playing poker, blazing, drinking.
He's out here living his best life, man. Leave the man alone.
So, whatever. That's cool. Having a good time, whatever. One small problem. You work for Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney don't play. And Disney came out and fired his ass. He took it in stride. He's like laughing about it. So, going back to this live. So, he's like, whatever, chicks giving like massages, which were like weak. You got to step your massage game up. I've had way better massages. Okay, and like, hey, full disclosure, I've had these parties. Okay, for my crew, we've done this, and like. I've had hotter bitches than Paul Pierce and his.
Yeah, it looked weak as fuck, bro.
You know what it looked like? Honestly, bro, it looked like the cleaning crew just got into bikinis.
Dude, it was such a letdown.
It was like all the maids were like, "Hey, Guadalupe, fuck, let's all get into fucking bikinis now, okay? Cool."
Yeah,
but it's like whatever.
Guadalupe,
whatever the names are, I don't know, man. You know,
that's a country. It's like not even a fucking
no, it's like
name,
Mexican,
bro.
Isn't it?
Guadalupe, that's a fucking city or some shit.
Yeah,
bro.
well, there you go, right? So, anyways,
you're fucking wild.
Whatever. It was funny. Only thing I didn't really like about the shit was like he was like outing other people at the
that's
party.
Some foul shit. I agree.
It's just like, yo, man, like I'm thinking, what if these guys don't want to be on camera right now?
For sure, he should.
One guy's
be on
like,
camera.
He's like, oh, this guy. He's Jewish. He's like, should be at his Shabbat or whatever that holiday is.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, yo,
it's like, bro, my wife follows
why are you
like,
clowning
what
this
you
guy
doing?
right now, right? So,
the one thing I agree with you though is like, yo, I appreciate being cranked at some wild party, live streaming, losing your job. Fuck yeah, like live your life. You know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna lose your job over Consuela and her friends, like, I agree. It was not a good looking group of people at that party. And that party looked mad boring. They looked there, they are having conversations about life. Like, it was mad mellow.
And yo, it was only like some guys like, you did all this for like 315 views. So, because I guess you could see the views
Yeah,
of
the
the
live
corner,
ticker.
right? Yeah. So I was like,
You think he's gonna pop off?
but whatever. He ain't worried. The guys were over 70 million. Now, like I said, he's employed by ESPN, which is owned by Disney.
Employed by ESPN.
Yeah, he did the countdown and the jump on those two shows. So, but like real talk, I don't like him as an analyst like on those shows. I'm not a huge fan of him that way.
Low key, you should start to interrupt.
Yeah,
he should start a show where he has basically like Leo's List ladies
already been offered that.
chilling.
Already been offered $250,000 by Adult Entertainment.
No, yeah, but just to break down sports, but with just random girls.
So NBA analysts with strippers. They've already
That'd be
been offered
so fucking
$250,000
funny.
today.
They 100% he should take that.
And during the live, like while this was going on, he said that he's gonna start his own YouTube channel and podcast. But like this is before he got fired, right? And it's like, this is almost perfect now. He's like,
yeah, this
you
is
guys
the clout
ain't
to
doing
do
it right.
right.
He says, he's like, you guys want exclusive content? And then I'm thinking like, yo, if you're giving people content like this,
Yeah.
for sure people are gonna be.
So maybe
tuned in,
this was all like master level marketing plan by him.
I don't
like,
know if
yo,
it was
clout. This is how I'm gonna take off.
I don't know if it was like planning to get fired, but like it did seem like he was planning to put out this kind of content.
Because he was super nonchalant about it in the video. He was just chilling. He knew
he
exactly
was like
what he was doing.
He was like, yeah, super, like didn't really give a fuck. But like back to his like analysis on these shows, like
the actual ability as a sportscaster.
The other day he got the game wrong. Like it was a couple of weeks ago, and they were like, it was the Philadelphia Spurs, right? So
bro, he's taking over our whole idea.
Philly blew him out, and then I think it was Maria Taylor throws it to Paul Pierce, and he's just like, he thought Philly lost, and he was like spouting off the other way, and they're just like, oh wow, oh they won. It's just like, dude, you get paid to do this. At least fucking pay attention and do it right. You know what I mean? So
he's like the drunk uncle at a cookout,
and
just off his rocker talking shit. I'm all here for it. I'd watch the fuck out of that.
I guess ESPN said they were choked that he chose to put the video out on his own accord. If someone else was filming it and put it out, they probably wouldn't have fired him. But since he was the one that did it and he was the one that posted it, that's why they let him go. So whatever. He came back saying that he's got shit in the works. So.
But that's such a bullshit thing. Oh, if we were filming it, no shit, you wouldn't have greenlit it.
Well,
like,
you work for Disney. You got bosses to answer to.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is like that like, oh no, if someone else was filming it, that's shut the fuck up. You would never would have greenlit it. Get out of here. Paul Pierce.
No, they're saying if somebody else filmed it at the party and put it on their shit.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Not Paul Pierce.
Okay,
then maybe they would have let it slide. But since he was the one that voluntarily did it and voluntarily put it out in his own shit.
Yeah, if his Shabbat buddy was like, yo, bro, it's Paul Pierce.
If that guy did it, yeah, for sure. Or the other, there's a bunch of other dudes there too. But yeah, like I said, that was the only thing. Is like, don't out other people there, man. Maybe not everyone knows what they're up to. You know what I'm saying? But Whatever. I'll tune in though next time we post something for sure.
Mm-hmm.
See what's going on.
Did you see the scrap that went down at a local Walmart with ex-Raiders?
Local. Oh yeah, big guy got dropped. Eh, broken jaw. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Sit the fuck down.
So
bro.
for those who haven't seen it, right now I want you to pause the show and I want you to Google Bruce Campbell, Walmart fight. And so like this man, like ex-offensive tackle for the Las Vegas Raiders, Oakland Raiders, back when he played. This man's like what, 250? Like
no, I think he's bigger than
like
that, bro.
Big boy, because he's like leaned out now, but big boy. And this dude, he scraps this dude that like he's not small, but he's probably like I don't know 5'10". And this
you knew
dude
right away though
beats
who
his
could throw hands.
ass.
And he couldn't throw hands. He came
No,
at him all
not at all.
sloppy and shit, bro.
Dude, he drops him, puts him into the register, then drops him on his face again, stands up, drops him again. 3, 4. Dude, I just watched it. He drops him 5 times.
Yeah, Raiders guy does not know how to fight.
Yeah, fucking
Clearly.
wild.
And that's what you get when you like calling people out, trying to pick a fight. And then that guy came in hot. It's just like, oh, this guy I think really knows how to fight. You could just tell.
Oh, dude, the way he
And, like-
posted up, pulls up his pants, does the shimmy, and it's just on.
And what was Buddy's name again? Sorry,
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Like went at him all sloppy and shit. Like,
Oh, no, he didn't even swing. He
it's just like
ran at
so
him.
weak.
Yeah,
Like,
it
what are you
was
trying to do? You know what I mean? And that's what happens.
But also, like, you're an ex-NFL. Obviously, he's broke shopping at Walmart, know what I'm saying? But, like, don't pick a fight with a clearly smaller guy. Like, that's what you get.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
It was like that video we covered a while back where, like, the 2 guys at the bar fought, like, I think it was an Alabama wide receiver or something like that. Or it was Ohio State. And these dudes knew how to fight, and they beat
they pieced him. Beat the
shit out of him in the bathroom.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that was
I love that. That shit's hilarious.
No lie. Speaking of somebody else who think they can fucking fight, did you see the Kevin Durant, Michael Rappaport shit?
Dude. Okay.
This shit is weak as
Okay,
fuck.
bro. Okay, pause. Do you have the transcript?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I want to just read the transcript, and then we can talk our opinions.
Oh shit.
Do you not have it?
No, I did. I just closed the tab by
Oh,
accident.
you fucking dumbass.
Yeah,
just go to history and then
Yeah, I
read
did.
it.
Yeah, I just waited for it to come back.
But, like, just set stage. This is a private DM conversation between Michael Rappaport and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, so I'll set it up and then I'll read the tweets. So Rappaport ends up sharing the screenshots of the private messages,
Which is so weak, bro.
and he's like, I receive threats and disgusting messages daily, but never in my wildest dreams did I think KD Trey 5 would be among them. He's like, the snake himself is now threatening me, bringing up my wife, wants to fight. This is supposed to be America's sweetheart, right? So
something I want to say, too.
Yeah.
For those who don't know Michael Rappaport, he kind of blew up originally on Barstool, and then he really took off when, like, Donald Trump was in office and was spouting hate
he's
for
blowing
him.
up. He's a good he's an actor in a
Yeah.
lot of movies.
But, like, this are Michael Rappaport's words. He calls himself the shit talk king. This guy's whole shtick in making videos is talking shit about whoever. Talking shit about LeBron, KD, whoever it is. And then as soon as KD or somebody else comes back at him, he acts like an absolute simp and is like, oh, I'm getting attacked. Bro, this is how you make your entire living. Get out of my face. This shit's so weak. But read the tweets. Or read the DMs.
Oops. Sorry, I'm just pulling up. So this stems from, I don't know if you remember a long time ago, you actually told me to look it up. We were doing the podcast when Kevin Durant was getting interviewed by Charles Barkley after a game, and he was like giving one-word answers, wasn't really doing nothing, right? So KD was choked that Barkley had criticized him in another interview or something earlier.
Yeah.
That's why he was being all in his feelings that day, right?
Yeah.
So from that, Michael Rappaport is like, why are you all sensitive? You know? If you're that sensitive, don't do the interview with Charles Barkley, right? And Durant's like, you're a bitch. So Rappaport texts back, just do the interview. And if you're upset about something that they said, say something. You're up there looking like you're going to cry and shit. Durant messages back, I did the interview, you dickhead. Tell your baby daddy Chuck to be better at his job and frame his questions better. He gave me two options for that dumbass questions, yes or no. So I'm just going to bring up the next one here.
Dude, this makes me like Kevin Durant.
Oh, I don't
think
like
it's
Kevin
so
Durant. I
funny.
think Kevin Durant's still a huge bitch.
I think it's so
I
funny.
think they're both bitches. So, Kevin Durant goes at him. Now, this is another thing I don't like. He posts all of KD's messages, but doesn't post his own.
No, I know.
Like, why don't you post the full transcript if you're going to be a bitch and post it, right?
It's such
You know
a
what I mean?
wiener move.
So, these are all Durant's messages coming up. So, he says, I heard it all before, you cunt. Chuck doesn't need you as security. You pale, pasty, cum-guzzling bitch. I swear I'm going to spit in your face when I see your dirty ass. Bet your life on it. Meet me on West 17th tomorrow at 10. Or better yet, what's your address? Then he says 10 a.m. at Catch Steak on the corner. Meet me there,
Pale,
pussy.
cum guzzling bitch.
So here's the thing I have with that. Durant, Durant ain't built like this. Like, you're a pussy too. You're 8 feet tall and 120 pounds.
Bro,
Who the fuck are you fighting? You ain't fighting nobody.
Bro,
So
Durant weighs like over 260 pounds.
Durant's a bitch. He wants
Bro,
to be all tough to somebody
This
that
shit's
he knows that he can't
hilarious.
fight. You think Durant was really going to go there the next day at 10 a.m.? Fuck no, man.
But do you know what Michael Rappaport looks like?
Yeah, that has nothing to do with Kevin
But
Durant
if there was an
fighting him.
actual fight, Kevin Durant would beat the shit out
Yeah,
of Michael Rappaport.
there wouldn't be an actual
Dude, I'm
fight.
putting my entire house on that fight.
Nah, they're both bitches.
Dude,
There wouldn't
this
be a
makes
fight.
me like Katie. This is so funny to me.
So it goes on more that he says to Rappaport, you're a bitch for even caring how I do an interview. All you do is cocksuck other men for attention. Trump didn't pay attention to your sorry ass, so now you want to use everybody else to get views and laughs. Your life's a fucking joke, you pale cocksucker.
Which I agree with. All Rap does is just talk shit about other people. He doesn't have any opinions that actually matter or make sense or contribute in any sense of the word. I fucking really don't like Michael Rappaport.
So why you listen to him then?
I don't. And that's the thing. And so what makes me like this is, like, most people would just say, oh, I don't like him. Kevin Durant is in his DMs calling him a bitch. Like, I think that's so funny.
You're Kevin Durant. Why are you in fucking this guy's DMs calling me bitch? Like, you don't have nothing more in your life to do?
Maybe he just
than
likes
go on
doing
somebody-
it.
Well, clearly he does with all the burner accounts.
So then let him have fun.
No, I just think he's a sensitive bitch.
Yeah, he is, but let him do it. I'm all here for it, bro. Like, how entertaining that is.
So Rappaport comes back and says, go to Brownsville and help the people that need it, goofball, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes off and says, you called your lawyer. This is where I have a problem too. Durant tells Rappaport, you called your lawyer. And I guess, did you hear about that shit with him and Portnoy?
Yeah, so you want to break it down?
So I guess Portnoy came up with a shirt with
Yep.
him, picture of his face with herpes on his
Yeah, so
lip or whatever.
Michael Rappaport used to work for Barstool. And then there was
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
a bunch of beef between him and Portnoy, and Barstool like trashed him, canned him, right?
Yeah, that's on bad terms.
Yeah, and then Michael Rappaport came at Dave Portnoy, called him a bunch of stuff, and Portnoy fired back by releasing a shirt of a picture, not like they didn't Photoshop. It was a picture of Michael Rappaport where he had what appeared to be herpes, and it was just like an actual photo, and they just printed it.
It was
on
a
shirt.
real photo.
Yeah, it was an
Okay,
actual photo.
Okay, I
and
thought
they
it
just
was like
printed
maybe
it,
like a character.
right? And so then they printed it. So keep going, and it sold out in like seconds.
So yeah, he clowns him for just handling the situation with Portnoy, winding the lawyer up, blah 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 blah. So
Okay, pause. Just to
Yeah.
explain a little more. What Kevin Durant is getting at is what I was saying, where Michael Rappaport talks shit for a living, and like I said, he's his words, the shit talk king online. So he will go at people for like every little thing, and so Portnoy fires back and makes like talk shit back to Rappaport, because Rappaport's talking shit to Portnoy originally. Makes this shirt to roast back Rappaport, and Rappaport, instead of just like going back and forth and being quote unquote the shit talk king, he gets a lawyer and sues him.
yeah,
Like,
super
bro, that
pussy.
is super wiener move.
So Durant comes out later and says, "Yo, me and Mike have talked crazier than this on the regular." He's like, "My bad, Mike." And Rappaport replies back, he's like, "No, we don't, you pussy. Don't ever threaten me or speak to my wife." So he goes on to say, "This is what this, like I said earlier, this is what I have an issue with him not releasing the full transcripts, because like you're only showing Durant's tweets to you.
You're showing one side of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're gonna do it, because if you do it that way, you have something to hide.
100%.
Now Durant didn't come out and say anything else like to contradict that, but Durant ended up getting fined just $50K or something. Like,
Yeah,
no
it's
big
nothing.
deal. And like real, I stand by it. Like both these guys are too pussy to fight each other. But here's like the thing that gets me too. Like these guys obviously have a relationship because back when KD played for the Warriors, he got tickets for Rappaport to sit at the game. So like these guys have a long history. Clearly,
I didn't know that.
I don't know. That's just like obviously it seems like that kind of relationship is done now. Clearly,
For sure.
This is Durant. A couple days ago, I believe.
You can do it.
Oh, I should turn the volume up.
Secondly, what's your response to the reaction to the the social media messages that were made public on social media?
Really doesn't say.
I'm sorry that people seen the language I use. It's not really what I want people to see and hear from me. But hopefully I can move past it and get back out on the floor.
Now, only problem I have with that is this guy's worth hundreds of millions, and he looks like an absolute bum in this video. So,
buddy, let him do
with
KD
the poncho
shit.
and
Let him do KD shit, bro. Why you always gotta hate?
He's a bitch. That guy can't. I'm actually upset that guy used to be my favorite player, but it is what it is. They're both idiots, I think. And I think Rappaport came out on Undisputed, and he said that apparently this was all a joke on how he handled it. I don't know if that's like true. I haven't heard it. I just heard it on Flagrant 2. I just started listening to that podcast, so I haven't listened to the whole thing. But they were saying that I guess it was basically all a joke on us. So I don't know what to
Nah, we team Durant all the way, baby.
But yeah, what do you got?
Dude, you know how I know it's a slow day or a slow week for sports? Fucking one of the videos on ESPN on the feed is a video of Eli Manning juggling.
Why? What's that?
No, I'm saying like on like one of the front page of ESPN for like sports news. As I was prepping for this, Eli Manning was juggling in a video. That's groundbreaking stuff this week.
Tells you about what's going on.
Did you see the new fighting gear? Because Venom is now the new clothing sponsor for the UFC. Did you see their new gear?
I didn't see it. I heard it looks very similar to Reebok's though.
Yeah, it's
Is that true?
Yeah, it's really bang on. But they have like Venom's like kind of classic Venom logos and whatnot.
Wasn't one of the
design.
things with these guys was it was going to be the design way better and the pay way better, and the pay ends up only being $2,000 more?
I mean, when you're making 10 and 10 as a fighter, $2,000 is a 20% increase. So for low level guys, that's a lot, right?
I don't know. They made it sound like they were going to do a lot more. Maybe I misread that or mistook that for what it meant. But
the one thing about Venom you got to realize is that like compared to Reebok or Under Armour or Nike, they are like minuscule. Like they are not even like a tenth. Like they're so,
I know
so
that.
small. So like the amount of revenue that they can really give, like giving a $2,000 increase to low level fighters, in my opinion, is huge.
Nah. I thought it would be a bit better, to be honest. No one really seems that excited about the drop. I haven't really seen anyone. I've seen Al Quintas, as long as they get the name spelled right, that's all he cares. So
yeah, I can imagine.
But I haven't seen really anyone big up the design or really stand behind it and say, yo, I really like these new kits.
No, they're nothing to be like, they won't blow your hair back, but I was just curious on your opinion if
I don't
you've seen
have
them.
any, so.
Yeah, no, it's not that. If you ever catch me walking around in any sort of fighting outfit, like UFC gear, smack me across the mouth, bro.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
We were downtown one night before clubbing, and we saw some dude in like a full all-white Conor McGregor UFC Reebok jumpsuit, and we're just like, dude, what are you doing?
You think he beats Poirier next time or no?
Conor?
Yeah. What's that in July?
Yeah. I want to say that he's got a chance, but I think Dustin beats the shit out of him. I think Dustin's too good. I think Dustin's a fighter. Like a fighter. Conor McGregor's got too much other stuff going on in his life. He doesn't need this. So if he loses, it's not a big deal. If Dustin loses this fight, it's a huge deal to him because he's missing out on his belt. Like he took this fight with the intent of winning this fight and then going on to a belt. So I know how much he wants that belt, so I think he's got a lot of motivation. So I think Dustin wins.
That's a tough one to call for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. I had picked Poirier the first time, but I don't know if I'm that quick to pick him again the second time.
Because, like, to play devil's advocate to myself, Connor was doing work in that first round. He stung Dustin. Like, there was one shot. Dustin even said.
Connor, I think, taking it way more serious and with the... like Connor coming back against Diaz came back. I kind of don't mind Connor coming back around after a loss. Like, I don't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have to see. Fuck, but I think I might lean towards Connor. And I'm a big Poirier guy.
That's a spicy bet coming from you,
Poirier
especially.
Guy. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to really think about it. But, yeah, right. If you ask me right now, gun to my head, it's pretty, like, 50-50 to me right now, bro.
I think Connor's the underdog. If I was a betting man, I'd be putting money on Connor because I think that's good value. Because it is close. But I think Dustin gets it done. We didn't really touch much on NFL news apart from that Bruce guy. But you see Carolina made a trade for Mr. Sam Darnold from the Jets.
Yeah, I've seen
that. They got him for what? It was a second, a fourth, and a sixth.
A 2021 sixth, a 2022 second, and a 2022 fourth.
What do you think of the signing or trade?
I like it for Darnold, personally, like just for the player, but like I don't understand what Carolina's doing.
What else? Okay, if you're Carolina's general manager, as of 2 days ago, what would you have done instead?
Well, I think Bridgewater is a better quarterback than Darnold.
You think so?
Fuck, he's proven to be a better quarterback.
I think
look at the numbers.
I disagree with you a little bit on that guy. I think the Jets were. I saw a stat. I think the other day. I think it was Colin Cowherd. Pretty sure it was. It might have been Nick Wright. But the Jets, over the last 2 years or 3 years, without Sam Darnold, are the worst offense in the history of the NFL. And that's worse than any team, period, ever, across a 10-stretch game.
Well, they ain't that much better with them.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, I don't think it's Sam Darnold's fault. Because I never watched a Jets game, and I haven't watched any, full disclosure, apart from, like, recaps and whatnot. But Sam Darnold, to me, was never the problem. The only, like, highlights of those games where I'm like, ooh, this, like, the Jets are kind of in this, are because of Sam Darnold.
Okay, let me push back on that a bit.
Yeah, do it.
Last year, finished dead last out of 33 quarterbacks in QBR.
Mm-hmm.
Since 2018, been 42 quarterbacks that have thrown at least 500 passes.
Mm-hmm.
His QBR is 41 out of 42. Now, I will give him the benefit of the doubt. Didn't have weapons, O-line. He was sacked at least 30 times each of his first 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
The Panthers were always looking for a quarterback. They were in on Stafford. They were in on Watson. Obviously, they feel like they're going to come up short with Watson, so they went and got Darnold.
Yep.
And, like, here, so in 3 years, he's missed 10 games. Completes just under 60% of his passes. Has 45 touchdowns, 39 picks, 78 QBR. 13-25 record as a starter. And he averages 3,400 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions per season.
Mm-hmm.
Really nothing to be right home about, in my opinion.
I agree looking at the numbers that he looks absolutely terrible, and you can't.
I'm a Darnold fan. He's
numbers.
one of my shitty quarterbacks that I like.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
another one on my list. So
I think you go into a situation in Carolina with Matt Rule, I think is a good coach, where you have, obviously they're not stacked, but they're a solid team roster-wise. And this gives, like, Sam Darnold a fair shake. And I think for Carolina, like, you missed out on Stafford. You aren't comfortable giving up what you got to give up to get Deshaun Watson, or they just couldn't do it. And you're not high enough in the draft. Like, the only other option to me was make a trade with, say, Atlanta and move up in the draft. Yeah. But I don't know if Atlanta was like, no, you're in a division, go fuck yourself, which I'm assuming is probably what happened. So apart from that, like, you're going to miss out on the top 4 QBs by pick 8. So this is kind of your other only option, in my opinion. So I actually like the move for Carolina. I think it's low risk, potentially high reward, because next year's draft class is terrible. And this is Sam Darnold gets a shot next year. And if he doesn't do all right, then the year after that, then they draft QB.
Okay, yeah, like I said earlier, the Jets didn't do a good job surrounding him with talent.
No.
He had 56 different starting offensive teammates in 3 years. No Pro Bowlers.
Mm-hmm. Dude, 0 Pro Bowlers. That's
Adam
wild.
Gase admitted that he failed Sam Darnold during his 2 years as head coach. But, like, I seen Bridgewater play in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I seen him. He was 11-5 the year before he had that bad injury. I seen him in New Orleans, was 5-0, taking over for Drew Brees, 9 touchdowns, 2 picks. What has Sam Darnold showed me any consistently at any point in his life? You know, none.
Numbers,
and I've seen it from Bridgewater. Right. So, you know, I do think Teddy's a better quarterback. Now, they've given him permission to seek a trade, so see what happens with that. But they got some ballers out there in Carolina. Robbie Anderson, CMC. They got Moore. So
they got.
I don't know. We'll see what happens,
team, man.
But you know, this is last chance for Darnold.
Oh, for sure it is.
You know, so and speaking with quarterbacks, there's 0 first-round quarterbacks that were drafted from 2009 to 2016 aren't with their teams anymore. 0 first-round quarterbacks.
That's wild.
In 7 years, from 2009 to 2016. That's fucking crazy, bro.
That is crazy.
Now, Matthew Stafford just got traded.
Yeah.
You know, there's so some of the names I'll go through. Sanchez already retired. Sam Bradford retired. Tebow gone. Cam Newton traded. Obviously. Some bums. Andrew Luck retired. He was the one. The last one. So when he retired, this list went to 0. RG3 Washington. Tannehill Dolphins. Blake Bortles with the Rams now. Manziel, Bridgewater, who we just talked about. Jameis, Mariota, Goff, Wentz. So yeah, a lot of guys that goes to show you how hard it is to stick with a team. Like you can draft, like Cam, you could draft all world talent, but if you don't put the right team around them, what does it matter?
It's true.
You know, Stafford.
We talk about this all the time. The NFL is the hardest sport to win a chip in.
So yeah, it's even with these guys coming out. If you go back and look back at all the drafts, it's only going to be 1 or 2 guys that make it, maybe 2.
Maybe.
So Trevor Lawrence is probably a lock. Who's the other guy out of everyone else that's going to make it? You know.
Yeah.
So that's the question. So, and like too, like can Jags put the right team around him? Can like
Urban Meyer's old. He's going to die on the side of the field.
What have they shown me? They've made
mean.
one playoff run, I think.
Yeah, they made the AFC Championship game.
So, but like again, like you're drafted number 1, but careful what you wish for, man. You're on a shitty organization.
100%. I got faith. Oh, that division is such a gong show that I got faith that they actually will be somewhat successful.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. New regime, see what happens, right?
I think whoever ends up on the 49ers is going to be the other successful QB because I have 0 faith in Jesus Christ. I have 0 faith in the Jets.
Yeah, Jets will fuck this up.
Yeah, and I think that Trey Lance is going 4th, and I don't know how much I like him. So
I actually don't mind Trey Lance. I don't know. I'm not buying San Fran and on Mac Jones. There's
Neither
no way they can be.
Bro, have you seen what Mac Jones looks like without a shirt on?
No, I haven't.
Dude, it's Tom Brady, bro. When he was drafted, I don't know how this man, like, Alabama is an NFL level organization. Like, the program that they have there is wild. I don't know how this man looks like this.
The thing too, like, I've never seen that kid in adversity. I want to see you go through adversity. I want to see you. Yeah. Yo, I don't care. I look like that, and I get drafted fucking in the NFL, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't seen that guy through anything adversity. It's been pretty. I don't want to say it's been easy because, you know, that's not a fair statement. But like, you have the best wide receivers. You got like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just going to be harder to take that over to the NFL because it's not easy in the NFL. So,
but when you have Jamar, did he have Jamar Chase or do you have Devontae Smith on Alabama?
He had Devontae Smith and he had the other fucking stud.
Who I can't think of his name
Wadley?
either.
No. Can't remember.
Waddle.
But he had...
Was it Waddle?
Waddle,
No.
that's it. Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad.
When
he
you
had
have those two guys wide open...
That's what I'm saying.
Every
Those guys
single
were
play,
wide open.
Yeah. It's
And
anybody. Looks
then
good.
last year, he's always they've always had receivers there. But yeah, like your wide receivers are wide open. You're never really in danger. You never like had to come back constantly or like you know what I mean? So I'm not saying that he can't be a good NFL, but like I just not sold on San Fran being that high on him. There's no fucking way.
I don't
like,
agree.
Like a lot of people that I hear, the experts are like he's like a second round draft pick.
Yeah. And dude, I was looking at
So
it today.
why-
I've seen like
why you would
4
draft him third?
different mock drafts with him going third. I'm like, dude, that's not happening. Justin Fields.
Either San Fran's
for sure.
like bullshitting everyone and just lying through their teeth, or they are being 100% honest. I don't know what it is. That's the thing.
Yeah. You got anything else? I guess it's been a slow week for sports.
Oh, did you see Endeavor is going to buy the rest of UFC?
No, I didn't.
So they're gonna. I think it's 1.7 billion. They're gonna pay for the other 50%.
Okay.
But didn't they pay 4 billion for the first 50%?
I think so.
So it's gone way down in valuation. Clearly,
I guess when you're
pandemic and all that.
That's
I don't know.
smart by them because you don't get all your revenue generated by ticket sales, and so they're picking it up right before the pandemic ends on the cheap. It's a smart move by them.
So
really
I don't know.
smart move by them.
They're trying to raise that money though. So, but yeah, that's the word that they're gonna buy the whole thing. So
Really smart move by Endeavor. Holy shit.
now, does it get better or does it get worse after these guys take it over? That's the big question.
Yeah, that
Because it could
actually
always get
interesting.
worse, real quick.
Yeah, it can. And when
So-
you own all of it, like that's a scary thing. Hopefully they just are hands off and let Dana still run the ship, and because once like there's so many cases where like a company gets bought out and all of a sudden it's now run like a real corporate organization. And
Oh, yeah.
it completely changes, right? Dude, the Fertitta brothers cashed out, man. $4 billion. That's
Yeah.
fucking wild.
They were the smartest ones out of them all.
100% they were.
You know, they sold out absolutely when it was like the highest. Probably won't ever get that high again. So yeah, that's why they're businessmen. You know what I'm saying? Fuck.
Yo, Elon Musk joins the board of directors for the UFC.
Nice.
That's wild. I didn't know. I guess Elon's on. That's weird. All right. Well,
He must be hooked up with somebody at Endeavor though.
for sure he is. You got anything else?
No, that's about it though.
Yeah, me too. All right, guys. Short episode this week. For those who don't know, we do 2 episodes a week. This is our Water Cooler Wednesday episode. We also have a Fried Egg Friday episode. And you really just got to listen to it to explain what that means. Whatever you're listening to us on, be it Apple Podcasts, Google Play, whatever it is, give us a like, follow, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandma. And we will see you guys all on Friday.
Peace.